Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Altcoin Mentors YouTube channel. My name is Peter, and today I'm going to be doing our short-term trade analysis for Bitcoin, Ether, and for Litecoin. So let's start with Bitcoin because things are happening now. It's almost the close of the hour. So we're going for 646 on our short-term trades for Bitcoin. So let me go over them with you. I'll also show you our loser. So this was our loser from a week ago. So we went long at 8,700 and we ended up getting kicked out 8,755. We ended up getting kicked out at 8,701. We waited a little bit because this dark green line here is the 200 daily EMA. So we waited for it to break out. We had a little bit of a failed signal here on the downside and we entered long, gave it a little bit more time because of our loser over here. We entered at 89.66, and then I'll show you the analysis. So then we trailed it. So my first trailer was at the bottom of this color change bar, and the second one was at this one, and our last one we ended up getting kicked out was the bottom of this one. So that's trade number one. So let's look at this in depth. So our next signal came in at 97.84. We put our stop loss at the bottom of the color change candle over here. Then once it changed color, we put our stop loss here. It never hit it. And then we trailed it again and we took a small profit to the upside. That's winner number two. Winner number three was actually one of our better winners. So we waited for another signal. We thought the signal might come here, but it never confirmed. So this was a color change. This was confirmation at 9,900. Put our stop loss at this color change bar here. And we put our stop loss at that color change bar there. It went higher, and then eventually it ended up kicking us out. Then we'll go over here. We got in at 10,408. Put our stop loss here at this color change at 10,400. And then we took a very small winner up here at 10,600. So $200. Then this was that was number four. This was number five, which was yesterday. We got in at 10,650. Put our stop loss at the bottom here. Trailed it over here. Trailed it over here. And then this morning, overnight, we got kicked out. 11,250. So another decent winner. And then this morning, we entered at 11,428. We put our first trailer over here. So let's examine this a little bit closely. Okay, so bring the ATR ranges over here. So this is our goal. Our goal is actually 11,800, our target for our medium-term resistance line. So we entered at 11,425. We put our first stop loss below here at 11,250. And one of the things that I do that's a little bit different than other traders is that I move up my stop losses only after the bar closes. I rarely do things intra-bar unless I have a trailer. So if I have a trailer and it stops me out, the platform stops me out, but I don't stop myself out. So what ends up happening is that this way you can make better decisions. So my first trailer was here at 11,250. So this is our dangerous candle right here. So we have a little bit of a doji. But if you cancel yourself, if you keep on moving your stop loss from here to maybe up here, up here, up here, a little bit too tightly in the beginning, especially because the 4-hour ATR is 440, the daily is 905. And if you do anything less than 160, you're asking yourself to get kicked out, because that's the range in a given hour. So that's the range here, and that's the range in our previous candle. So what you want to do is you want to wait for the candle to close. So after this candle closed, it formed a doji. Then I moved up my stop loss to over here. So I had a trailing stop at 11,350. That's where it was before. Now recently it went a little bit higher, and then it started to come back down, and it was almost perfectly 160. The top was at 11,747 and the bottom was 11,523, so a little bit more than 160. but pretty close. And then now that this bar has closed, because it could have changed color, but it didn't. Now that this bar closed, I'm going to put my trailer up to this level here, which is 11,500. So I'll change that. So now because of that, we actually have 6 winners in a row. So this will be a small profit, but we're going to trade a little bit tighter. The reason why is that right now it's currently at 11,650 and our target is at 11,800. So as it gets closer and closer and closer, we want to be able to monitor this a little bit closely. So if it gets to 11,800, what I do is I wait for the bar to close, especially if it closes up on top. So even though our target is 11,800, let's say it closes at 11,900. Then what I'll do then is I'll put my stop loss right at below 11,800. So maybe like 11,750. Give myself a little bit of room. So this way I can trail it by maybe the 1 hour ATR. Because now I've made a decent amount of money. So then I can keep it. If it gets to a situation where it starts really ramping up and it goes into this range over here, the 12,000 range, then what I would do is I would start trailing it by the 4 hour ATR. So if it goes up to 905, so around 12,300, if it goes higher, 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 then I'm going to give it a little bit more space or do things in a more techno-strategic way. So let's talk about Ether. So Ether has been a different story. So we're not perfect here at Altcoin Mentors. We have losers just like everybody else. So once our short-term signal changed over here to a long, right? We started creating zones. We had a few nice winners up to the long side on Ether. Long, 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 winner, winner, winner. But then recently our last 2 trades that we had on Ether were loser and a loser. So what we're really doing is we're trying to be a little bit more patient because Ether has been going sideways for almost for the last like 4 days. So we're gonna wait. So ideally this is my ideal zone to buy because if it bounces off, this green line is 200 EMA. If it bounces off, at least we can make a little bit of money to the upside because my target here is 980 to the upside. So that's the story on Ether. So let's go to Litecoin. So Litecoin, the signal, we've been trading Litecoin very, very well until recently because no one's perfect. So we had a very nice signal come in last week. We made a lot of money to the upside. We had another signal that came in a few days ago. We took it. We made a nice little profit over there. But what's been happening with Litecoin recently is because it's just been zigzagging up and down for the last week. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So this was my ideal buy zone and it took off. So it happened the way we thought, that it was going to go higher and higher and higher. But unfortunately, it happened at 4 in the morning, Eastern time. So we're sleeping, so we missed it. And there's nothing that you can do about it, and we're not going to chase. The reason why we're not going to chase is because of this green line here. That is our medium-term resistance line at 260. So if we had chased it, the signal would have been at this number here. Would have been at 245. And currently the price is at 241. So if we chased it earlier in the morning, we might have gotten it anywhere in this zone, but it happens to be in the mid 240s. So then currently we would have a loser, and our expected return would probably be somewhere between 255 and 265. So it's something that's not really worth chasing. So ideally, once again, I'd like for it to come down here into this range, into this little blue range here. Squeeze between the 50 and the 200 EMA, and then enter long and see it go back up to 260. So I hope this helps. Good trading.